If I could only take one art kit with me, this would be it. I put this kit together to be a grab and go setup, something I could take between home and my dad's, or just throw in my bag when I needed a change of scenery. It's packed with enough supplies to let me paint, draw, scribble, or just play. And it covers all styles and whatever mood I'm in. I haven't used it as much as I thought I would, but every time I open it up, I realise that this kit could do quite a lot. So in today's video, I'm showing you what's inside and how it's set up to support whatever type of art I'm making. So it's a really beautiful Sunday morning and thought I'd just come out and finish this video to show you what is in this little art supply kit. Now I say little, it's more of a studio, it's bulging. It's a bit of a beast. I thought it'd be nicer to do it out here than inside, and when you open it up, this is just a bag next to it, so yeah, I'd probably have it in a bag or something. You've got several pockets. And I never really use these ones, partly because everything just seems to fall out when I use them, but I'm sure I'll find a use for them at some stage. When you unzip this bit in here, I've got my dear little art graph or art graph tin, which is just a joy. I've really not used it as much as I should have done because, yeah, this is where I'm going to find it hard, isn't it? I'm sure that's giving you lots of interest looking at it, but it's a graphite, solid graphite, which is water soluble, so you can use it like a paint. So there is a method behind my madness as to why this is in here, and I'll tell you about that later. We've also got one of these. They're called a mono eraser. You can get a lovely little thin erasable, or you can erase a lovely little thin line with them, which is really nice. I find these to be more of a drawing tool than anything else because you can put your graphite down or your drawing and then erase bits away and use it like a drawing tool. So I hope that's clear. I've also got the bog standard boring eraser, if I can get that out, which is here. And it's only a small one, but you know, when you need to do some serious rubbing out, then this does the job. I did battle between putting a potty eraser in here. Well, I didn't battle, I just forgot. That could be useful too. Again, you can use it more like a drawing tool, but yeah, this is for your serious rubbing out jobs. Now, because it's me, I've got to have one of these. It's a sharpener, but this is the one that gives me the lovely long point that I love. And is ridiculous really because I go through so much pencil using these long, well, getting the long leads on them, but I think it's years of doing detailed work, and the normal pencil sharpeners now I just find to be, well, a bit short and a bit blunt, and I just like that really long point. So you put it in there to get your standard sharpening really, and then you put it in the second one to get the point. It's also got some other little points for mechanical pencils, which are good if that's what you're into, and if you're in a museum or on somebody's sofa or something like that, then it collects all the shavings. So it's a little bit bulky, but I suppose you have got all the shavings to consider, and that just lives in there. Hi there, I just want to add this quick bit. It would really help me out if you could like, subscribe and comment on the video, or just do one of those. It would be fantastic. Thank you. Then, well, you know me, I do love my pencils, and I've really grown to love the Inktense range. I think it is because they're so inky and they're so vibrant. And if you are using them on top of something like gouache or watercolour, then these really show up well. And they're just a lot of fun to use. So if you do want to just draw and do a picture with them, you add water and they'll explode really. So Yeah, not for the faint-hearted, perhaps, but a lot of fun and definitely worth checking out. I should say, I will try and put a few links in the description for some of these products. I'm not saying go out and buy them, because just use what you've got. I'm not trying to sell you stuff or make money from affiliate links. Use what you've got. But if you're interested, I will put a link below, because I know it can be annoying if you're trying to find something and you can't find it. So the colours I've got here are... there's 3 yellows, a couple of reds, that Shiraz is lovely, and a really bright red, because sometimes on a picture just a pop of red just brings it to life. So I find having a bright red in there is really great. And usually for me, I've got quite a few greens in here. There's leaf green and there's bark, which is more of a brown. This one is actually sepia ink, which is lovely. And there's Ionian green. Again, that's really nice. We've got charcoal grey, mink. This is dark mink. Definitely get this pencil. This is lovely. Dark mink, oak, sea blue, and of course, dark indigo. Now, looking through this, you'll suddenly realise I've got about 4 or 5 dark indigo things in here, and I'm sure that I could streamline this set and take one of these, or at least 1, maybe 2 dark indigos out. But I do love a dark indigo. Comment below if you're in that bracket as well. Oh, and I should explain these first ones as well. We've got sherbet lemon, Sicilian yellow, sienna gold, Shiraz, I think I said that one, didn't I? Persian red, yeah, and we're back onto the sepia ink. So yeah, these are the Inktense. They are lovely. Right, and now I will turn over. He's grinning at the minute. I've got so much gardening to do today. It's so peaceful out here. It's Sunday morning. Everyone's asleep. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Alright, we'll turn over, and in this part I've got more of your traditional watercolour pencils. This is a really, really good make. It's the Caran d'Ache Museum Aquarelle, which is probably like the Rolls Royce of watercolour pencils. You can get some really, really good results with them. I've actually used them in a lot of professional work as well, on big pieces I've worked on, and they blend really well with normal colour pencils as well. The white's really nice as well. I did see an artist, she uses it to blend her normal pencils with, and it gets quite a nice effect for mixed media. So I have no idea why, but this one is split, unfortunately, which, after I've just told you it's a Rolls Royce, I seem to have got a bad one here. Anyway, usually they're not like that, believe me, but yeah, you probably get one in every set, don't you? A bit like that. So I chose, this one is the light cobalt blue. I can't get the words out this morning. And then the sepia 10%. This one's great for drawing outlines and for putting down your drawing if you just want to put your lines down. I recommend that one. I've got the green ochre, which is like a green gold, which is just great, really natural, lovely. And then the violet pink and Payne's grey, and yeah, the white. I actually really like this set of colours together. I think they look really nice. So let me know what you think. Moving on to the other half of the page, you can see there's a lot of pencils in here. I've got some Derwent drawings. I'm not quite sure about these colours. I actually really enjoy like the redder colours, but these are great for landscapes and probably offer me more scope to do more different drawings. So these are in here, and I'm probably covered with the colours that I really like in the other pencils. Anyway, we've got the light sienna, the brown ochre, Mars violet, the ruby earth. This one is chocolate, I believe. Just double check for you. Yep, we've got chocolate, ink blue, olive earth. Yeah, and that's it. That's it for the Derwent drawings. Again, really great for covering if you're doing mixed media, or you just want to sketch. They're lovely, soft, they're creamy, and yeah, just a joy to use. So why not? Moving on to the other side. I seem to have one missing. I'm not sure. Or maybe that one belonged in there. these are my luminants, and I've got a fairly muted set here. Now, the four at the end are great for doing tonal studies. So you've got a light, two medium tones, and then a dark. Now, that's a Lightfast. It's not a luminance. To the keen observationists out there, that's the forest in the Derwent Lightfast set, which is lovely. Anyway, I'll just go through these. Now, these are harder to read, but I have got glasses on. So we've got, this is the raw umber 10%, the burnt ochre. Which one's this? Is paint grey 60%. I mean, basically any of the percents, they're just lovely to use and really nice. We've got a paint grey 30%, a brown ochre 10%, the middle verdigris, which is this beautiful, almost pepperminty green. I don't know if I'm selling it there, but it is lovely. And the burnt sienna 10%, olive brown 10%, and then the French grey 10%, and the full French grey. So again, a bit like the Derwents, they're really nice to use, creamy. You can draw over them with everything if you're using gouache or watercolour. And so that's the bulk of the pencils. And the final pencils, I've got some more of the Lightfast, because why not? These Lightfast are all darks, apart from the foliage, but they're just lovely. And if you use a white on top of them, it brings out the colours from the dark. You've got Mars Black, so put a white on that and it brings out reddish tones. We've got, this is the Ocean Blue, which is great, and then the Midnight Black, which is wonderful, and then the foliage, which is really great for all your landscape pictures. I couldn't go now, well, I wouldn't be able to go anywhere without at least two of these Graphitints. My absolute favourite Graphitints are Port and Deep Indigo. I just love sketching with those. I'm really happy practicing sketching faces or figures or anything really, and just using those as a sketching pencil. I find them really nice to use. Makes a bit of a change from using graphite. I've also got in here Sage, because that's really nice if you're out wanting to do a bit of observational landscape or in your garden, something like that. That can be a nice colour addition to your set, and it makes some type of freakish colour wheel using those three as well. I say freakish, there's nothing that freakish about it. It's just, there's a bit of a, I mean, that isn't a yellow, is it? It's green, but you've got your red and your blue there. And you haven't got a yellow in Graphitint. It'd be lovely if they had one, but obviously the graphite's going to send it into a green, I guess. And then I couldn't go anywhere again without a few polys, and these are probably some of my favourite poly colours. Well, then I should call them Polychromos, because that's their full name. And they are the cinnamon, this one here, and then green gold, and then this one is a caput mortem violet. What a strange name that is. There is also a caput mortem, but I've got the caput mortem violet in here. And then earth green, which is this one, and then another dark indigo, and this one here, which is olive green yellowish. So the Polychromos is a lot harder. When you sharpen them, they're a lot less likely to break compared to the other pencils I've got in this kit. Great for detailed work, nice strong pencil, a really good beginner's pencil if you want to buy a set of pencils. The Polychromos are great, really good for your detailed work. My dad bought me, when I was about 18, no younger than that, the Derwent colour pencils, set of those. But these are my first ones I got, and I love them. They've been great. This is the bit which gets a little bit more exciting. Now, in here, I've got 2 tins of Neocolours. These are the Neocolour 2s. What I did was I bought 2 sets, and I'll probably make a video about it, which will be much more professional than this one, she says. But these are 2 of those slimline sets, the really smallest ones that you can get. And what I did, now this isn't for the faint-hearted, some of you are going to faint when you see this. I got some of my favourite Neocolours, and, well, have a look. I snapped them in half, which meant I could get a lot more in, obviously. I've got a warm set, and strangely these open the other way around to how you think they would. And a cool set. All the cool set are broken. I'm going to have to swatch these colours out and find out which ones I've got in here, because to be honest, I'm not quite sure, because I've snapped them, I don't know. There are 3 of the full ones in here that I just for some reason couldn't snap. I must have been feeling that I just couldn't do it for some reason with these colours. I don't know. These are Golden Ochre, Orange Yellowish and Russet. I mean, there's far too many in here. You don't need this many neo colours. But yeah, whatever mood I'm in, I think I've got a lot of colours here to cover it. These are so great to use. I've not used them awful lot because they only really came into my life a couple of years ago. I still feel fairly new to them, but there's many ways you can use them. Like I said, I'm probably going to make a video about them because I'm still learning myself, but there's an awful lot you can do with these little things. And yeah, they're just a great, well, really fun to use. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There must be about 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 50. Yeah, by doing that, I've got about 37 of them in here. They're the Neo 2s. And because they're in these little tins, which I just love, they fit nicely, snugly in there. We'll just leave those out for a moment while I show you the rest. So it wouldn't be any use having those or these water soluble pencils. They're not all water soluble, but a lot of them are, without having some water. And for that reason, I've got 2 of these water brushes. Why 2? Well, this one has got a really fat brush on it. So great for covering a large area. The other one is also, I think it's a medium or a large brush, which means that it's still got a tip where you can get the detail when you're painting. Painting on my tablet, probably not the best idea. Yeah, it's got a nice tip to it, point to it, but you can also cover a lot of area as well. So, and I do like these push buttons on them. I find them quite nice, and they sit really well in the hand. I just feel really comfortable. I just really like this water brush. So there we go. That's the Derwent water brushes. And I've also got in here, just find it, a normal brush. And this is one of those travel brushes. And I like this one because it doesn't, I've had a few before and the handle just flies off. And that's no good to anyone, is it, when it flies off? But it's got a lovely thick brush on it as well, but you can get a nice point. And this is just a Jackson Zone number 6. So I'll try and leave a link for that. Oops. Right, we'll leave that for later. In here, I've also got a tube of the Winton and Newton white gouache, always handy. You can mix it with your watercolours to make a little gouache palette, great for covering up. Just a useful tube to have, I find. So I put one of those in. And then, let's look at this. Now, this is interchangeable. I've got a little watercolour set here. Now, important thing to have, wristband. Really good because you've instantly got something just to wipe your brush on and keep it clean, fits snugly. I've got it in black so you can't see all the mess on it. Yeah, so have one of those in your kit. That's my recommendation anyway. And then this is just a little watercolour kit, which I enjoy. It's got some really nice colours in there. However, I find, well, I'm thinking whatever mood I'm in, this has probably changed. They're all a similar size, the kits that I've got, the watercolour kits. You know those ones from, I've got one in my bag actually here. Let me show you. He's moved closer. Say hello, Morton. Getting back to these travel kits. Yeah, depending what mood I'm in, these are all similar size. That one's actually quite big compared to the others. But I've got 3 of these in different ranges. I can just throw one of these in here. That's my thinking. So I've got, you could have in here one of these wet gouache kits, which are great because you've still got the real feel of gouache if you want to sit at home and paint somewhere comfortable. Yeah, they're really lovely. They are a bit messy though, So be prepared to get a little bit on your hands, because once you've taken that jelly bit off, it does seem to get everywhere. The watercolour kit's the easiest. You always have these lovely mixing areas. Yeah, great for making washes, for mixing. And a lot of these water kits, you probably have one yourselves at home. They always have these little rings on the back, so they could be quite nice if you want to hold it while you're working. This is a great little thing, and they've been around for years and years and years. The watercolours in them aren't professional grade, the student quality, but they're absolutely brilliant. So if you do want a little travel set, I really recommend this one. You can make so many colours from it. It's so hard trying to open it with one hand. Anyway, the perils of trying to video outside, 12 standard colours, but you can mix an awful lot with it. Great for learning with, and really light. Plastic, it's great, and it comes with a little water brush, a travel brush, which I haven't got in here. I've seen it recently, but it's not in there at the minute. And then Derwent brought out these little kits in all different things. You've got Inktense, Graphitint, they have a draw and tone. Yeah, so this is one of the Derwent sets. This one is the Graphitint one, I believe. So like that. It's great because it comes self-contained with its own water brush, a little sponge, little card of colours, mixing palette, and yeah, that would fit in here as well. So depending on the mood I'm in, I can put one of these in. Yeah, so that's that part. I'll just put this away. I should say as well, this comes with a little water container as well on the bottom of it. You've got all-in-one in this little gouache set. If you do want a gouache set, it has the little container, water container. It's one of those expandable ones. I'll probably try and find an image of it for you. Yeah, so the top of this is a palette, and you've got your water container and yeah, your wet gouache. So that could be a nice thing to take away if that's a style of gouache that you want to use. I'm considering taking this one away, although the watercolours are always much more easier to use. We've got all the sundries, all the other little bits. So this is an emergency sketchbook, just in case I forget everything. I've just got one of these in there because it's tiny, and why not? So that's in there. Oh, yeah, I should say I've been thinking about trying to fill one of these in a day, just going off and trying to fill the sort of line drawings, some sketching, seeing how that works out. What do you think? Is that worth doing? Shall I have a go at doing it? Just trying to fill it with a load of little drawings. Anyway, that's just an idea. So we'll put that away. Right, now, this is the exciting bit with all the goodies in. We've got some washi tape, which I haven't used this one. Really handy if you want some crisp edges on your paintings. They always look really cool. And then I don't know, I was craving some fluorescent pink, so I put this Posca pen in there. Yeah, it's fluorescent, and yeah, just a bit of fun in case you want to do anything a bit like that. Yeah, so I've got a water spray in here, which is really useful for numerous things, and one of these foodie fountain pens. Never had a lot of luck with fountain pens, but I do seem to be getting on with this one. I'm just going to show you the nib. It's a bit unusual. It has, if I can focus on it, a slight bend to the end, so it stops you tightening up in your drawings, gives you a bit of a random line, which is lovely, which is great for sketching. If you want something a bit different, then have a go with one of these, see what you think. A lot of, what do you call them? I was going to say street artists, but they're not. Urban sketches. There's a lot of urban sketchers love these, so yeah. That's the Foodie fountain. Then, okay, so I've also got a brush pen in here. This is one of my favourites. This is a brand new one, I've not used yet. It fills with ink, and they're just, well, they're a bit of fun to use. You get a lovely line with them. So that is in there. I won't need that brush pen, so I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just going to pretend that wasn't in there. I've got a uni pin 0.5, but actually that should be 0.3 because I prefer the 0.3. I don't know why that's in there, but yeah, these are nice to use. They are great if you want to paint on top of them because they don't bleed everywhere, and they last for quite a long time. I've done some really big pictures with them and they work really well. I have a feeling that artist, is it CJ Hendry? I think she used to use these when she did all her black and all her ink drawings. Anyway, so that's in there. There is a Holbein soft white pencil, which just goes over, I don't know if you can focus on that. Yeah, this Holbein soft white goes over almost anything. So that's in there. There is also a jelly roll in a size 10. I used to have the smaller ones, but I actually prefer the size 10 now. Great for using on toned paper. If you've got a toned sketchbook, that will look lovely, especially if you're just using your pen. That works really well, so that's useful. And then, of course, there is a Blackwing. I bought a box of these, so they've been spread around my studio in all different bits of kit that I've got and on the desk and pots. Anyway, so these are really lovely. They're soft, but you can get some light tones, but really dark tones. They're just really nice to use. I can't really explain why, to be honest. It comes with a rubber or an eraser on the end, which you can get some replacements for if you just buy one pencil and not a box like I did. Yeah, really nice to use. I really like this pencil, as you may have seen before. And I've also got this in is it a grey or it's a dark grey? Yeah. And again, it's a Unipin pen. What a mouthful that is. A Unipin fine line pen in water and fade proof pigment ink. But really nice to draw with, and that could be a great thing to use with a little sketchbook. Maybe a little toned one in the jelly roll. I don't know. That could be an idea. What do you think? Having something like that in a toned paper with a pen and a jelly roll and maybe the little art graph tin, which I can't get to because everything's balanced on here at the minute. It's somewhere in there. Anyway, those away. Right, we're getting there. Like I said, it is a bit of a beast, this. Last ones. Now, I really don't need all these pencils. That's it. This is just the pencil bit that's left. So let's move these onto here. I've got this pencil. No, it's a lead holder. It's not a pencil holder. It's a lead holder, and I love it. Great because you can interchange them with these chalks. So you've got white, some sepias, some sanguines, charcoal. This has got the graphite in it. They're really lovely to sketch with, and I just love it. I love the size of it, love the feel of it, love drawing with it. So it can be really useful. And because it vanishes into the barrel of the pen, if you do have it in your bag, it doesn't make your bag dirty. Always nice. And then 3 more pencils. I really don't need all these pencils. I've got one of these really super duper Graphy Gear Pentel mechanical pencils in a 0.7. And I think it's got a B lead in it. I think that says B on there. You can put whatever you want in though. These are nice to use. And then I have a graphite stick, which is a 9B, which I think I'm going to lose this one. I don't think I really need it in there. I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world if it goes in, but that probably won't go in for when I go away next. And then I have this, which is just a water-soluble graphite pencil. And again, you could just have this with your art graph tin and a pencil, a little, can't get the words out this morning, a little sketchbook, that's the thing. You could have that and you pretty much would be covered. And a water brush, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, so what I love about this little studio that I've got, there it goes. And there goes Morton. Yeah, I guess that's not going to come with me now. So, yeah, what I love about this set is the fact that I've got so many possibilities with it. There is one last thing that I was going to say to you as well. I think it's wise, if you are going to take something like this kit, to take a little pencil case. I like see-through pencil cases so that I can see what's in them. Because if you just want to have a day out or something and you don't want to take this gigantic studio, it's not really that big, but you just want to take a couple of things like what I just said, then this is great for that. You can just choose a couple of your items. So it's flinging it about now. Oh no, we're off. And then here, so that, for example, my little sketchbook and Let's find, oh, some of these in. I think they'll fit in. Yep. A water brush. And just for fun, I think we'll have a fountain pen and the art graph tin, maybe not. Anyway, yeah. Then you've got a nice little kit, which you can put in your handbag or your backpack, and you're ready to go. So my advice is always take another little pencil case with you if you are going to pack like I am. And then you've got multiple setups depending on the mood of the day. Oh no. Yeah. It's the Caran d'Ache Neo colours everywhere. That's me for the next 10 minutes packing up. Yeah, that's my advice. Well, I hope that hasn't been too boring, and I hope this is of use to somebody out there. It's coming up to summer. I guess there'll be a few of you going away. Let me know what you think to what I've packed. I'm planning on taking this, and he's not coming. He's staying here. Anyway, it's been lovely spending the morning with you, and I'm going to go in now after I've picked up all my Neocolor 2s and go and have some breakfast before I start gardening. Have a lovely, lovely week, and I will see you soon. Bye.